Okay, so what we should be live again. Welcome back, everybody, to the final set of the USA1 Denmark match in the under 21s that we'll be following. We see that they looks like just got started here, so we'll probably jump in and watch this tape. This table here. I'm joined by Steve Weinstein, Gavin Wolpert, and Dennis Bilde, as well as Tracey Bauer. So thank you all for being here and welcome.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And so for the unaware, Dennis is Danish, so we have a little bit of competing rooting interest here, which should be fun. So at least somebody here will be very happy regardless of the outcome.
That's true.
So yes, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll jump into a bit of the bridge here. We'll start at Christian's table, because I'm going to guess that'll be a faster one, and hopefully I guess correctly. So
It's a good assumption, I think.
yes. So this is a civilized Michael's bid here, red-white.
It is. Do the Deans play like specific suits? I know a lot of pairs in Europe do. Or do they play
most of the Danes don't, and I'm pretty sure the juniors play just hearts in a minor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and as South here, you have a decent hand values wise, but you don't necessarily have a heart fit. You don't necessarily have really want to play in a minor that badly.
No, you don't have a great hand to play. You do have some values, so you might. I don't know how people play, but you might make a just kind of a double to say you have values and partners has to do something clever.
How about North? Is North good enough to come back doubling, saying they have extra shape and some defense? If it goes pass to North, it's pretty close.
It's pretty close. It is, but you did bid unfavorable, so you did show a good hand already, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was bid 4 clubs.
I think it's pretty important to bid with the south hand. I mean, you have the fitting queen of hearts, a likely useful ace of diamonds, and a fit for partner's club suit. I mean, partner is vol against not for their Michaels. I think that if you don't, I think it's better to take an action with the south hand than make it stretch to come back into the bidding with the north hand when you're already red white.
And now will North make really good bid of bidding 4 hearts, saying, "Hey, I have a 6th heart, and we can always go back to your minor."
I think he will for sure.
Oh,
yeah. I don't like 5 clubs because it feels like it's sort of 4 hearts feels like it's a bid that you make on the way to 5 clubs, where you're essentially suggesting, hey, maybe if you have a doubleton heart, I have extra length here, and it's a thoughtful way to sort of invite partner into this decision making rather than just bidding 5 clubs.
And it's going to pay a high penalty here because you do make 4 hearts, I think, and 5 clubs you are not going to make.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I think 4 hearts would be the bid as well.
Yeah, me too.
With the north hand.
I'm looking at the west hand. I think I would just lead the ace of spades. Right.
So for those of you listening, it's not that 4 hearts is that you're ignoring your club suit. What you're saying to your partner is, hey, you were willing to play in 4 of either of my minor, and I'm willing to play in 5 of either of the minor, but just to let you know, I have this extra really strong heart suit, and maybe this is the contract. We should play 4 hearts instead of 5 of a minor. So it's not it's not closing out the action bid. It's just giving an extra option, which
really it's trying to describe your hand, I guess. You already showed 5 minor, and now you have an extra heart.
If all you cared about was playing in hearts, you didn't have to
bid
Michaels.
Too soon when I said that they weren't going to make 5 clubs. They are going to make 5 clubs.
Well, on this lead, they certainly will, or at least they still have to be a little bit careful, but they'll sort of. Don't they actually have to guess whether to take a heart finesse or
they do. They do have the 9 of hearts, which might be a good card. So even if he plays the queen of hearts around to the king, he can get to dummy with the 9 of hearts to lead clubs up.
Right.
That's true. Yes.
So I think he's going to survive.
Unless East works out the duck.
East ducks and then South gets it wrong, but
Right.
South may not get it wrong. East would have to duck really smoothly and also
still then you might want to just play a club sometimes.
right, exactly. And they'd also probably have to both lie in the count, which would be very difficult to do. It would be easy for West to lie in the count with like the King of Hearts, but without the King of Hearts, it's very hard.
It's difficult, yes.
I definitely understand wanting to lead the fourth suit. Often they're prepared for your suit when they're bidding game here, but the problem is that West knows that South was keen to compete in either minor, so you do kind of expect diamond values in the South hand. That's one. So leading from the King of Diamonds is a little bit more dangerous in this spot. Plus, there's obviously the risk that dummy's going to be short in spades and your spade is going to go away. The only time leading the ace of spades is going to work out badly for you is when you urgently needed to set up a diamond trick, a trick one. For instance, if dummy has a spade void and you lead a spade and then they have to knock out the ace of clubs, and that's the key to the hand. And if you had to now take your diamond tricks, you might have needed diamonds set up already, but on the other side, that's pretty unlikely to be happening. It's very unlikely that you're going to just get in with the ace of clubs and have two diamond tricks to go with it.
Yeah, it's a big lead when the ace of spades is relatively safe and you're looking at ace jack of clubs and your partner did compete. So, I mean, I think the ace of spades is the percentage lead, even though a diamond could have worked.
So look what would have happened, by the way, had East figured out to return a
diamond. Diamonds, he would have been in control, I guess, right?
Right, now he could have gotten a trump promotion. His declarer had to cash two diamonds. So they actually still could have survived had East returned a third diamond, with the idea that they need to get this trump promotion, and they need partner to have the ace of clubs to have a prayer of beating this at this point.
That's a good point. Could have survived it. West is still on it, but unfortunately his partner wasn't recovered from the opening lead yet.
Yeah, so they could have still survived and beaten this, but it's a missed opportunity here.
Good board for Denmark then. That's what we like.
Yes.
This is a huge board for Denmark because the East-West cards went -1 undoubled for 50, -50 in the other room, which just came in.
Yeah, so this will add to Denmark's lead, which is certainly not what the U.S. wants to see if we're mounting a comeback, and certainly what Dennis is happy to see.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing for the U.S. team is that this is juniors, so there will be many imps.
Exactly.
This is true.
So that was a 15 imp swing on either not leading a diamond or East continuing a diamond, because they would have won 4 instead of losing 11.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think East can work it out because they can see that there's really no future in tapping the dummy, and so their only hope here is that they are able to score their 10 of clubs through some sort of uppercut, and so they need partner to have the ace of clubs to have a shot. And once you say, okay, partner needs to have the ace of clubs, you can see that if you continue diamonds, they'll be able to hopefully give you that uppercut.
Yeah, you need your partner to have the jack, which is remote, but it's sort of like play for what you need, and even though it's unlikely, and East can see that's what is needed on this hand at this point. And sometimes it's hard to see clearly after you feel like, what the hell, when my partner let a diamond into the ace queen and the spade's gone, and we obviously had this hand beat, and it's really easy to lose a little bit of focus, and you can easily place the ace of clubs in your partner's hand, but getting to the partner having the jack of clubs and maintaining pure focus is a very difficult thing.
Did partner really need to have the jack? If you're putting them
Not
in
necessarily.
dummy? No, basically, unless South has the 9 of hearts, as long as South has West has the 9 of hearts. If they can't get back to South hand to lead a club up towards the king queen, even if South has the jack of clubs, you just need partner to have the ace of clubs. And
and the 9 of hearts or the ace of clubs and the jack of clubs, I guess.
Yeah. It was actually a good lesson to stay focused even after your partner makes a bad lead. Which we've obviously all learned by having partners making bad leads for many years.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
nothing quite like practice with that. So this is a strong club.
No.
East-West are playing precision here.
Oh,
And
they are.
South bidding a rather ambitious 2 spades that looks like it's about to get punished. Since this...
It's like a Polish 2 spades without playing Polish.
Yes. So East
got
is a
away with
little right. I mean, he survived here, right? East didn't really want to make a takeout double, looking at only a doubleton heart.
I mean, he may more than survive. It's possible that West bids 3 now, although I'm not convinced they should. But if they do, they're going to peel 5 clubs against him, and oh my god,
that is very likely. Yep.
yeah. So he not only survived, he generated a very positive position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to
So
blame
let's see if
West
he finds
for...
the lead.
Yes.
It took him a real long time to get that club out there.
Well, they have to be a little bit careful, though. Look at these club spots, right? They have to be a little bit careful not to block the club suit, because when
South would probably do best by winning the 10 of clubs on the first strike.
They would.
Yeah,
Yes.
if South wins the 10, it's going to be really easy. If South wins the aces, Adam said, if South makes the normal return your original fourth best, the suit's going to be blocked. So the 10 of clubs is the safest way to unblock the suit right here and let partner know what's going on.
I think when you play the ace and the 9 falls, you can start to visualize this problem and kind of stop and take a step back and say, hey, wait, if I lead the 4 back, the club suit might block. Without the 9, if the 9 didn't fall, then the suit couldn't block, because that would mean partner has the 9 of clubs.
I think South's going to play. I think the South's going to... all right, here we go.
And now he has to be careful.
Now we're in Gavin's
You
position.
have to remember that this pair has played all the boards in all the knockout phase. So it's... he was.
Go.
There we go. And then he can follow it when Declarer shows out, of course. Then there will be very little mystery as to what to do. So well done to avoid this position.
Very well done.
Yes.
So West's 3-0 bit,
Yes.
although understandable, a queen jack for the spades. I mean, really, they have a really good hand for diamonds, and you're not so worried about going down in 5 diamonds, and you might easily have a slam, like take away partner's ace and 1 spade, make it just stiff ace of spades or singleton spade, and the values somewhere else. You could easily have a slam in 6 diamonds, and it's very unlikely you're going down in 5 diamonds.
Yeah.
So maybe 3-0 is a little bit opportunistic at the wrong time.
Again, it's kind of a little bit emotional. You're ready to they've jumped to 2 spades. You're just can't wait to penalize them when partner reopens double, and then partner bids 3 diamonds, and you're just like, 3-0, you know?
Yeah, no, it's such a human bid to bid 3-0, and look, it could certainly be right on layouts. There's hands that you're going down in 5 of a minor and making 3-0.
Yes. So this
That's
is
true.
a push board, which means kind of another, I guess, missed opportunity for a pickup here. But yeah, I mean, I this is a case where you're so excited to be penalizing 2 spades that when 3 diamonds comes back, you do have to sort of collect yourself and say, hey, wait a minute, I have this club problem. Partner opened a strong club. We actually have a really strong hand for diamonds.
Right.
And
It's like if partner had bid 3 clubs, you'd be disappointed they didn't double, but then you'd have an automatic 3-0 bid, and then it's sort of like, well, partner didn't double, I'm disappointed, but they bid 3 diamonds, and now you have to just get back into your brain. All right, we didn't double 2 spades, but I do have a stiff club and a really good hand for diamonds. Well, what's the best way to handle this?
The other thing is that you might also sort of ask, why didn't partner double 2 spades, right? They probably don't have that much spade length. So, it feels like when partner bids 3 diamonds, they probably have extra diamond length and not 3 hearts, which, looking at ace jack 4 of the hearts, is actually really good for you, right?
Right. Yeah, partner's a huge favorite to have 6+ diamonds when they did 3 diamonds. I mean, they could certainly be 2, 2, 5, 4, but
it looks like he has 6 or even 7 diamonds for being 3 diamonds.
Exactly.
And it's very unlikely that, as you said, if you make 3 no trump, you don't make 5 diamonds.
So it looks like, I guess, north-south, do they play weak no trumps or 10 to 12 no trumps?
They play, I'm a bit, I'm not sure. I think they play 11-14.
11 to 14.
They play 10 to 13 favorable in first and second, 12 to 14 not vulnerable first, second, and third, and 15 to 17 otherwise. This one looks like it is 12 to 14.
Yes, and that is in Danish. That is 11 to 14.
Yes, yes, exactly.
South is not, and South's not in a good position here. I think South's going to run and try to show a two-suiter.
Yes.
Which may not be best actually on this particular hand, but I would certainly do it also.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the challenge with a weak no trump is that both sides are having to guess a bit.
Yeah,
and I would imagine North may just pass this out, seeing as the doubling hasn't started.
Right, and both East and West might be in takeout double mode, and it might actually be hard for them to get them, since neither one of them are short in clubs.
That's true.
Seems like if you are in takeout double mode, that West kind of needs to make a takeout double with the 3-card club suit.
Well, 2 diamonds is going to make it easier because now East is going to get to make a takeout double, and if it is takeout, and certainly West will leave that in.
Right, or if not, then West should be able to make a penalty double. One or the other.
Right, one of the two.
Yeah.
You either need both takeout or both penalty.
This is something for viewers, like if when you don't get a lot of experience playing against weak no trump, everybody kind of, when you talk through your system, you say what you're playing over strong no trump, and you say what you're playing over weak no trumps, and it's kind of normal to play double as penalty, but knowing how you handle it after the opponent's run from the penalty double, there's more discussion needed in that spot than just double as penalty. It's really important that you're on the same page about whether your first double afterwards is takeout or penalty. Like here we see that it looks like they're playing penalty doubles on their second turn because East didn't make a takeout double and West did make a penalty double.
Well, hopefully they're on the same page about this, and East works out to pass this. But yes. Steve and I actually wrote an article about this like 9 years ago on Bridge Winners.
Quite a while.
Yes,
I think it was called Taming the Weak No Trump, right?
Yes, Siren Man in chat actually just linked it. Yes.
Adam and I would play the double is takeout of 2 diamonds. I'm pretty sure if I remember our article, which is not clear that I remember our article.
No, you do. You do. You even remember the name.
Added up.
You even got the name right. So I think you're selling yourself a little short there.
Well, it doesn't look like they're on 100% firm ground, because if they were, East would have let a trump already.
Yes.
Yeah, he would already have a trump on the table.
Yes. There we go.
All right. Well, let's see trump.
Okay. Yeah, right. And so the addendum to this, of course, is when you have the balance of power, you've just doubled your opponents in a part score. You're going to win most of your tricks on power, so you really want to sort of prioritize getting, the way that your opponents are going to make tricks is by scoring their little trumps. So by leading trumps as early and as often as possible, you prevent that, and you make sure that all of your high cards are sort of able to take tricks. And on this actual hand, by the way, 3-no East West might not fare so hot, and 2 diamonds, of course, is going to be, or at least should be, decently bloody.
Gonna be quite expensive, yes.
It just feels like roughly 500 in that ballpark. Now, I think I noticed a pop-up. I'm not sure because I can't see it, but I thought I noticed a pop-up where West said the penalty question mark of the double. So I don't believe they were on totally firm ground.
No, so they said the pass of 1-no Trump doubled was alerted as making it a penalty double. But I'm not sure. I don't think we can really read too much into that piece of it.
No, but I'm saying West alerted.
West alerted his double
as penalty double question mark.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. The double of 2 diamonds was alerted as penalty double question mark. However, this is not West doing the alerting. Perhaps this might be the operator.
I see.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, we
so they might not be sure.
Right. The operator might be relaying the alert that took place at the table, or they might also be sort of trying to add color or add something themselves. So interesting choice from West to duck this diamond. I don't mind it because it.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I like it too because you can see that North is going to be the one that's on lead. That it's gone 3-4-2, so they're going to have to win the trick in North, and he's perfectly happy with North breaking any of the other 3 suits. So.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, and to
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a thoughtful play. The one thing against it is I'm not sure if he said, let's say, queen and a diamond or jack and a diamond. Like leading a low diamond is pretty good in those spots. Sometimes you want to lead high to show your partner the honor and get them going, but sometimes you want to make it difficult for declare to get the suit right too. But I think all in all, I like West's play, and if he's made a brilliant low lead from jack and one or queen and one, you'll certainly jack and one, you'll feel like, wow, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. But I think the deuce of diamonds is a good play overall.
Yeah, I agree.
So how would we go after this for declare? I mean, I guess it looks natural to start clubs, but
Well, he might just play another diamond.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually you kind of when you see the dummy, you're kind of wishing you were in one now, and so you kind of want to turn this hand back into no trump. And
yeah,
so
I think for Lahmann, he wants the opponents to open all the suits, right?
Yeah.
See what's going on.
So it's interesting. I see that that on the ViewGraph commentator said that Denmark increasing their lead due to the start of West, for which he apologizes to his partner, which we didn't love the lead, but we also know that East could have saved the day. So
Yes.
West is I don't know whether I think West knew that East could have saved it, but it looks like West is being a really good partner and trying to keep the pair like focused and not worrying about that board and just taking the blame and moving on, which is really
possible.
Yeah, I mean, being a good partner is a very important and challenging skill.
It's especially important in a final like this. When you start the last set, you don't want to be in bad shape or in a bad mood with your partner.
Right, and you want your partner totally focused and
totally relaxed.
When you say I'm sorry, and take the blame for it, it makes it easier, no matter whose fault it is or both fault or whatever, to move on as a partnership and focus.
Yes.
Yes. And every partnership sort of handles these things differently, but that especially in the last quarter, it's such a good thing to be able to have a partner who does things like that.
Yeah. So at the other table, they played 2 hearts East-West and made it, which was actually a very good result because it might be difficult to make 3 no trump.
Yes.
Even though they have 25 points.
Do we know the bidding? How did they get to 2?
Yeah, so I was just looking at and trying to figure out how you could end in 2 hearts.
So North Hand opened a diamond, so that went pass double. So we can bring that up on stream briefly. So there was a diamond pass double, pass 1 heart, 2 diamonds, double, pass 2 hearts. So West judged well to perhaps go low. They were.
I would say.
So did East.
East.
Yeah, right. Yeah, actually, really both of them. Yeah.
Because partner second double is certainly, we're getting into strong no trump values now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. And so now this 8 of hearts is actually kind of an annoying card for the defense.
Yes, it is.
Since the 9 of hearts is with West, Declare will actually be able to.
The defense has to be careful now. I mean, East has to for sure keep his spades if they want to get down 3, I think.
Yes. Well, the problem is that they have to keep leading things, right? Every time that they're on lead is unpleasant for their side.
Yeah.
Because they don't really want to break any of the suits.
I mean, it's getting pretty hard to beat at 3. I mean, they're going to have to.
Well, just in order to beat at 3, they.
Club.
Sorry.
Yeah, he has to pitch a club for sure, and his partner West will continue a heart, which I think Christian has to rough. And then they have to at some point cast the king and the ace of clubs and play the 10 of spades to end play north.
Yeah. Yes, but here East chose to pitch a discouraging spade, perhaps not realizing just how important their 10-9 third was for the defense.
It's not going to. You can see what they're about to do. King of hearts and a heart is definitely. Oh, they're just tapping the declare. Sorry.
Yeah, well, but declare now. Perhaps won't think that East has pitched a spade from 10-9 third. I mean, maybe because it took them a while to do it, they might consider that this is in the game. But
Yeah,
If North does guess it, then they can get out for even without playing the Jack of Spades. They can get out for down two. I mean,
Oh,
he misguessed.
well,
his
it's
guess.
not. It just became. Oh, wow. He misguessed it. Huh?
So
he thought it was 9-3 or 9-1,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't blame him for.
I don't blame him either.
I think that opens up possibly 4 down now. If the
does.
if defense is perfect, it would be really hard. They'd have to play a low club to the king, cash the 9 of diamonds, and then a low club back to the ace so that they could then play the 7 of hearts, forcing Declare to lead spades. Now it's 3 down for sure from here because Declare is just going to play club. And
right. So back to the 3 down we started at. Just got there.
Yes.
We had a little seesaw battle, but we got the 3 down. It looked like.
Yes, we got there in the end.
This should be 3 ATEMs for America that absolutely needed them to keep in the match.
Yep. So they will be down 16 imps.
Yeah, still very much a close match. So even this, I guess this, Declare is not falling for it. And
Not again.
No.
Right, yeah, exactly. Not again.
You could fool a Dane once, but don't go twice.
Yes. Yes. So they get one more trick, and that'll be the end of it. All right. So I guess Gavin and Dennis, you guys both played Junior Bridge a fair amount yourselves, right? I guess Dennis
Yes.
and I overlapped a fair amount. Gavin and I did not, but
it did. It definitely gives me a lot of nostalgic feelings. But watching and just seeing all the imps being swung is for one thing. But also just hearing like the kids, they're just, it's the most fun time of my bridge career by far was my junior time. I loved going to the tournaments. I look forward to seeing all my friends. As much as it is about competing, it's also just about the camaraderie of it all and going and being around, just growing up together. I loved it.
I agree. It was the best years for sure. I miss it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've freshly aged out, so this is my first year not being eligible for under 26, and I definitely.
Well, you're I aged out 5 years ago, so you only 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, maybe we can get you onto our U31 team next time.
Yeah,
Steve.
exactly. I mean, I think maybe the WBF will add in under 60 teams or something.
Right. Well, you were not eligible for seniors.
I'm not, and I'm eligible for under 60. So
yes, exactly. So right. So
under 60
no
is quite young in bridge terms.
Exactly.
Yes. But you were the only member of your partnership not eligible for the seniors.
That's true. Well, it used to be I was the only member of the nickel team not eligible for the seniors, but now with Greco and Hampson,
Yes.
we have some solid teammates that have to join the under 60s with me.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Then comment in chat. 60 is the new 27.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, whoever harsh duality, it looks like,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think that is correct. Excellent analysis and very well appreciated by me.
Yes. So we have a precision diamond in third here. And what do you do over a spade as South?
It's a good question.
Yeah, that's a hard problem.
He definitely wants to bet something because
you're kind of stuck between one no.
Must have been no trump clubs and hearts.
Yes.
Right. Like, everything's in the game. Like.
Yeah, you could even decide to bet 2 spades just to bet something.
Yeah, I mean that.
Really don't like it.
I mean, certainly the most flexible bid is 2 clubs, but that doesn't get the money. I mean, if you catch your partner with a 3-card heart suit, you could be called for 4 hearts, but your hearts are really moth-eaten.
Yeah.
And it looks like, I mean, you want to play in a spade card score here, which, whoa.
Honestly,
he bids 2 clubs.
Honestly, I think I'm a 1-no bidder. especially when it's a precision diamond.
I was thinking because of the precision one diamond, it makes one no a little bit more attractive. And then at least if partner has 4 hearts, you're going to get back to the 5-4 heart fit most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one
Yep.
no, as perverted as it is with a singleton king, as Adam Kaplan just pointed out, it is a precision diamond bid, and it's not quite. If it was a standard one diamond, I just don't think you'd consider one no. So 3 spades by North is aggressive, not unreasonable at all, but certainly the high road, because partner did bid vulnerable as a passed hand. And
Well, if partner has 9-10 points and you have pretty good spades, I mean, if
Yeah, I
partner
think
has some spade support, you expect kind of 6 spade tricks.
I mean, you're really hoping partner bids 3-no over 3 spades is what you're hoping, because you feel like you have a 3-no hand.
I just think when your spades are so good that you play so well opposite even a void in spades, taking the aggressive route is usually, when you're on the bubble, is usually the right way to go. I mean, obviously there are other negative features of this hand, being 6-3-2-2, and your kind of stray jack of diamonds and queen of hearts aren't clear how valuable they are. But from a spade suit perspective, you got to love having a suit that plays well opposite a void.
Right.
And 4 spades certainly has play. It doesn't rate to make on this hand, but without a doubt it has play. You're up 2 hearts.
The defense has to be a little bit careful, right? They have to kind of cash out. Otherwise, since clubs are 3-3, this lead will make it much easier, I think, for them to cash out.
It will, yes.
West will look at their ace, king, ace, and say, and those jack third of clubs when these clubs are in the dummy, and say, okay, I'm going to take my 3, and hopefully partner has a spade card for 4.
And this is a spot where playing third and fifth leads, or count-based leads, where East-2 promises an odd number, makes it so easy for West that when they win the king and Declare drops the queen, there's no question about whether it was a false card or not a false card, because your partner's led third and from third best, so the suit is 5-3-3-2 around the table.
Exactly.
And West might also if and when they cash the ace of diamonds, East diamond play here, right? Probably should be suit preference. So assuming East does not play let's say the 2 of diamonds, West should be very confident that they don't have the ace of clubs.
I think West has to hope that, I mean, they have 3 tricks and partner needs either the ace of clubs or a spade trick. Seems very unlikely that you're beating the contract if they don't. So maybe West will just play ace, king of hearts, ace of diamonds, and a club.
Right. The interesting thing is that you kind of don't want to give away the show. You're at least it's in the back of your mind, right? The partner has queen doubleton of spades and not king doubleton. And perhaps if you play ace, king, ace, you're kind of giving away the show.
Yeah, I don't know what the note from Reigns is here.
But you have to be pretty worried that you're gonna miss out on like with the jack third of clubs. You have to be pretty worried that Declarer is about to shake a heart loser on a third club.
Yeah, I mean it looks like Declarer either has king 6 of the clubs or king queen 5th or 6 of the clubs. So
other way around. South is dummy. South is dummy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So but they know Declarer has a doubleton heart.
Yes, he knows that.
So even though it's a little bit tempting, as West perhaps to say, "Oh, I want to stop them from roughing things in the dummy," they really, they can see that there is an urgency that they need to cash out, and indeed they cash the ace of hearts. And,
I think they're safe now because they can only get 2 pitches. So even if he didn't catch the ace of diamonds, I think they would have survived.
Probably, although partner doesn't know that you have. It's probably safe. Yes.
I think once he cashed the ace of hearts, he was going to survive.
Yeah, right. The heart card was certainly the most urgent to take off the table.
Yes.
So now Declare's lost 3 tricks. So from their perspective, they're not down yet. They're thinking that they're on a spade finesse here for their contract, and so they're thinking about how do I get rid of my 2 diamond losers? But and so there's a couple things. They know that the hearts are breaking 3-3 because of the 2 opening lead. So they know that they could play ace of clubs and a club to the king and cash the jack of hearts, throwing away 1 diamond. The thing is that they don't have 2 entries to the south hand to take 2 finesses either way. So I think what we'll see is they'll trump a diamond, take their diamond pitch on the jack of hearts, and then hope that it's king doubleton of spades on side, but it will not be.
Yeah, that looks right.
They might even play for a stiff king or offside, because now West showed ace king ace, and say they play 14-16 no trumps, he can't really have the king of spades.
Yeah,
If
I think they do.
14-16, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think right.
Yeah, I think he might play for the drop.
Yeah.
Nope.
I suppose maybe he thought that clubs were 5-1, where West could still have, let's say, 6 diamond. West could be 2-4, or sorry, 2-3-7-1. I guess would have to be the case.
Yeah, that's likely. Are we sure they play 14-16 no trump?
I mean, maybe 2-3-6-2.
In third seat, they might. Sometimes they upgrade pairs that play 14-16.
But if they have 2-3-6-2, wouldn't they bid 2 diamonds over 2 clubs with a 14
definitely.
or 15 count?
I would think so.
Yeah. So it's going to be another 5 imps to the USA, and the match gets closer.
Yeah,
that's what we like to see.
There we go.
Not too close. Not too close.
Right. Not too close.
Right. At the moment, we're all rooting for closeness, and then our true colors will come out.
Yes.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, I don't think that there's a single viewer from Denmark who's rooting for it to get closer just so it can be exciting before their true colors can come out.
Nah, but Bilde's not a normal human, okay? He's gonna disguise it.
Yes. But what we all want to see is a close match with the right winner.
Correct. That is what we want to see.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Twitch. Is Deflator Mouse Greg Humphreys by any chance?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Shocking. That's Greg Humphreys. Hey, Greg. Very funny. Not really. But for you, it was clean. That was good. And it didn't gross me out. So that's good. So welcome.
Yes. So here we see 4 hearts.
So here we have an opportunity for Denmark, I think. It looks like you are able at least to make 4 hearts on any defense.
Yes. Because you have to pick up the spade suit, but seems very much in the game.
Maybe you don't even have to, because the clubs are quite interesting for declare.
Yeah, I guess
even if you say they cast 2 diamonds and switch to a heart, and you draw trumps and play 3 rounds of spades and rough a spade and play a club to the king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The club position is very friendly. They can't get out of their own way. So, if Declarer plays carefully, they should be able to make this. However, it's quite possible that West might, let's say. Well, they can't really get around this, because they if they don't cash 2 diamonds right away, then
he's gonna pitch a diamond on the spades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what if they cash 2 diamonds and shift to a club honor, and East wins the ace and comes back a club, and now South has to.
Now you have to guess.
Yeah. That might be the defense to give them a problem.
How did the defense go that they went down at the other table?
Let's have a look. So, bring that up while they're bidding this. So it looks like at the other table they led 2 rounds of diamonds and shifted to the jack of clubs, which went to the ace and a club back. So
wow, great defense.
So very well done.
It's a very good defense.
Yes. So they certainly earned this down 1 at the other table. And perhaps West.
And it would be surprising to see West shift to a club after 2 rounds, if they play 2 rounds of diamonds. The question is shifting to the queen or the jack. It's shifting to the jack is a really good play, certainly on this hand, but it also does confuse partner. And
right, it's a little easier when South is dummy, and you can see the king third in the dummy, where you can kind of you can imagine sort of that, if partner does have the ace, they'll be able to maybe work out either to duck it if they have, let's say, the ace of spades or something there, or to win the ace and fire one back and really look like you're threatening the rough.
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, this is
Declara might have been able to, like, this is a weird defense, right? If they're roughing it, you're already down, right? And if they're not roughing it, then your only shot is Queen Jack Doubleton, right?
Or maybe they made a mistake to win the ace from ace queen both.
It's possible, yeah. Well, there the mistake would be more shifting to the honor, I think, than even because if they duck it, then they're about to get squeezed in the black suits, right?
Yes. With this lie.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
you're still not home free yet.
No, you have some work to do still.
Sort of. You'd have to play to go down from here to go down. The only way to go down from here is to play ace king queen of spades. Well, after drawing trumps, ace king queen of spades, getting the spades wrong, and then play the 10 of clubs around the jack, and that's you're conceding down one by doing that. So it feels like he's just gonna make it.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't think he's gonna make it after he plays ace king queen of spades. He's definitely not gonna. He's gonna be pretty bummed when he sees that the spades were 5-2. If that's how he plays the spade suit, I don't think that's the right way to play. I think that the best play here is just to take a spade finesse. I think it's 50-50.
Might take a finesse.
He might take a finesse, or he might cast the ace of spades. Well, he's not going to do that, and then play a club to set up a ball and play.
Play the club first.
So he's playing a club first, and now if he plays a spade to the ace and a club, I guess he has
a few different.
He has to get the ace of spades off a dummy for the end play to work, right?
Well, so
he has a few. It's interesting the position, right? Because either West has stiff queen or queen jack doubleton. It must be.
But stiff queen, they probably would have shifted to, right? So
yeah. So it looks like queen jack doubleton. So maybe it's quite safe to just play ace king queen of spades now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly have to play at least the spade to the ace to make it so that you're not in a position when West wins the jack of clubs and they play a spade that you have no entry back to your hand.
Right. Well, because Declara was perhaps a little. Assuming the view graph is accurate, right? Declara was a little bit sloppy here. Not keeping a hard entry to his hand,
right? Which the view graph is very difficult to do and isn't always accurate.
Right now, but if Declara did in fact, these heart spots are correct, this is something that I think I would say Michael Rosenberg beat into me and everyone else who he's worked with so many times, which is that you really want to keep transportation in the trump suit as much as possible, even if you don't necessarily know, like, exactly why yet.
Right.
You really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Just a general technique. Right.
Yes. The chat makes a very good point that West might have found a very good and creative queen of club play from Queen Doubleton. That might be in which case.
Yes. But
now you play for an end play only to find this out, right?
Yeah. That's true, but West doesn't see south hands, so it's
pretty.
It would
hard.
be a difficult play to make.
Yes, so it looks like Declara is going to get this right.
Honestly, though, assuming that they can trust their partner's diamonds at trick 1 and 2, I guess if they played the 9 first, they can't really trust the diamond.
Exactly.
But they should know that their partner has the ace of clubs and not the king of spades. But they wouldn't, I guess.
Right. It's a question of does partner have ace jack of clubs in that case, right? But you can kind of see that if that's the case, you're getting end played and you're done for anyway. So yes, and so
okay, well played.
Yes, well done. So that'll be
well done, and
10 imps to Denmark. I would say they earned those imps at both tables.
They really did.
Yeah,
that was a big 10 imps.
That was a very important 10 imps, yes.
Yes. brings the match into now U.S. needs probably 2 swings in order to...
Right. I mean, now Denmark can afford, let's say, a full game swing to go against them, and they still are up a game swing or more. So it's
Yes.
it gives a lot. I mean, look, 20-something M's could fly in 2 boards easily, and however more boards we have left, 50, 60 M's could fly, but it still becomes a very useful lead.
I'd certainly rather have it than not.
Greg is asking if that's a winkle. Now, I actually don't know the definition of a winkle, but I'm just going to go on the odds that Greg is wrong and it wasn't a winkle.
No,
I don't know what it is. I never heard about that before, I think.
I mean, is that when you wink with half an eye? What is that?
It is a thing, and,
Like a winklet?
I think it may actually technically be correct that it is a winkle.
Greg is technically correct that was a winkle?
I think so.
I think you might want to rethink that position.
I gave it a bit of thought before even answering. Right, East can either duck and let his partner be end played, or pop ace and crash his partner's honor. Yes, it is a winkle.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for that answer. Appreciate it.
The G in GPT stands for Greg. And so here we have a precision diamond, and North has a little bit of a heavy hand for a 1-0 overcall, but
yeah, it's certainly a maximum, but no spots, and 4-3-3-18. I think it's in range, and you hope your partner's going to be aggressive to try to get to game when you overcall 1-0 vulnerable anyway. So I agree with 1-0.
Yes.
All right. So Declare seems to have 6 top tricks, 2 clubs and 4 aces. So he needs 1 more.
Yes, and this lead is certainly good for the defense. If Declare plays low, West should be able to work out that, hey, partners led this from 10-8, right? To avoid sticking in the jack, right?
Right. So West has to duck this spade and then duck 2 rounds of clubs to prevent North from getting an extra club trick. So they have 2 plays.
Yes.
They have to make 2 crucial plays, and the first one is more difficult than the second one.
Well, but the thing is here with the Queen 9 and the dummy, right? Since partner's leading 4th best, right? There's only the ace and 10 remaining, so you know that this 8 is not 4th best, and so you if partner doesn't have the 10, then you're not losing that much by ducking. But when
I think it's the right play, and he did get it right. But it's still great to be like totally focused, and you're certainly not thrilled with a couple of the results you've had. And
yes.
now he's got
something. It's something you have to do. It's true.
Exactly. So here.
Guys, I gotta run. Thank you. I hope you guys get an exciting last 8 boards here. I'm rooting against you, Dennis. I'm sorry. Go USA. I'm saying it once before I'm out here.
Thanks, Gavin.
Bye, guys.
All right,
Thanks, Gavin. All right.
So just as a point on this hand, notice that North played a club to the king, which West correctly ducked. But often when you see a situation like this and they play to the king, they really want you to win it. And that's why sometimes they get away with actually playing the king when they don't want you to win it, because you're immediately suspicious when they play a club to the king and you're going to duck it. And also the natural play if Declare didn't have the queen of clubs would be to be a club to the jack, because you'd play the opening bidder for the ace. So it was a good try by North, but West was not falling for it.
Right. And East is given
West was
partner count.
Again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, West was
awake and good, and East is given partner count, so they know that Declarer has 3
and this is
clubs.
a situation, whether you play Smith Echo or Super, you have to give count in this situation. So it's good and bad. Like on this hand, it doesn't help Declarer, but in situations you have to give count, Declarer knows that also. And this is one of those must give count situations.
Yes, definitely.
And so Declarer, now having gotten 2 clubs in the bag, is switching gears a little bit, and probably will play a low diamond now. And that East again needs to be a little bit awake and realize that this play looks like it's it's not from Ace King Queen, right? Partner must have a diamond on her, and so indeed they will duck, and West might even cash the Ace of Clubs because they can see that dummy is dead, And they don't necessarily want to be on lead all the time, especially if declarer, let's say, has the 10 of hearts. They might be worried about getting in.
4 of hearts here because they really want partner to play another spade, not drive hearts. Mm-hmm. So assuming they do some kind of attitude or countish, whatever, they definitely switch to, I wouldn't say definitely, he probably switched to the card that wasn't the correct card in that suit, but it was the card to get partner to play a spade, which was another nice play.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the correct card in so much as it gets partner to do the correct thing. If you didn't want partner to shift back to spades, then you might shift to a lower one. So it's yes. Sort of anti-systemic, but for good reason, right?
Right.
So here West has an interesting problem because they're a little bit scared that they're about to get end played, right?
And well, now East has that problem also.
Right. Well, they have to keep 2 diamonds. They have to keep king and a heart. You would think.
Yes.
So,
no,
but
well, they don't have
to keep the king. Yeah. So this seems fine, and then a heart. But no, this is actually not fine, right? They have to keep king and a heart because now declare a king and a heart, right? Sorry.
That's West 2 tricks.
Right, they have. Yes.
East actually made a kind of a good play there because it looks easy to pitch the 7 of spades and come down to king and a heart, but this gave declare a shot to go down 2 if, let's say, they had the queen of hearts and they finessed, and now East hand would be high, and there was not a lot of risk to it. So it was a very thoughtful play that is unintuitive.
Yes, so this was really nice defense from both East and West here, and in a tight 1-no trump contract, and so it will be a push because the other table also got this defense right. Good bridge.
That was really, really solid defense by
good bridge. Yeah, and this was the first push, right?
No, we had one other push for 3-no down 1 on the second board, but yes,
down 1 is good bridge, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so despite having 24 combined, everything was offside and unfavorable enough that North South couldn't even make 1-no trump on best defense. So.
All right. This board looks like it might be interesting.
So we have a 15 to 17 no trump here from Larman. And South choosing to pass rather than transfer. Oh, maybe not. So I mean, I think pass is in the game. I mean, how do you feel?
I mean, I would not pass. I would definitely transfer to my club suit.
I would transfer as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it feels right on balance, but playing 3 clubs rather than 1, no, some of the time. Maybe it's not.
At least you're taking some tricks for partner in clubs.
Yes.
There's something for that.
Right. Your hand is pretty worthless in any other circumstance.
It's very worthless in 1-no trump, yeah.
So over a transfer, though, West probably will come in with 3 hearts, I would think.
Wow. South did pass. Interesting.
Wow. Did pass. Okay.
All right. When partner has a doubleton club and maybe 5 diamonds, some of the times 1-no will play better, but on balance, probably transfer.
I think it's going against. I just think in general, you're just going to transfer your 6-card suit, and it's possible 1-no is better, but it lets them in easier if they happen to have a game. For example,
they might easily have a game in a major suit here, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's as it is. It's actually not very far from that, right? The defense has to be pretty careful because when they try to cash their spades, they risk giving declarers a trick in the spade suit to pitch, right?
Right. If South encourages
in spade, if they play spade, he might make 4 hearts.
Sure. It might. Well, certainly, it's in the game for making 3, and 4 is.
Well, it's going to be played from the east side, so that's going to make it easier to defend, I assume.
Right. South may even lead a diamond in that case, which would put it to bed. And a question from chat.
If you're West, do you raise here, or do you go? I mean, you're certainly pretty heavy.
You are,
you balance
but
against one no, and you might have so much less.
Yeah.
Wow. So now South,
here South comes in. It's aggressive.
yes, because now if you're in a bad fit, you can get doubled too, where it's
Right.
really
Yes.
a lot harder to get doubled if you bid right away. So
Yeah. Well, and North is looking at a pretty good hand for partner, having
yeah,
like they're at least the thought crosses their mind that they would like to be somewhere higher. But oh wow,
wow.
4 hearts.
I think that's a view graph error. Yeah, okay.
I think that's a mistake. Yeah.
3
That
hearts.
seems a little too inconsistent
Yeah,
to go
yes,
2 hearts, 4 hearts.
Exactly. Non-forcing. Skip it, please wait.
But West is going to be tempted to raise here.
Yeah, good restraint. Good restraint.
Discipline pass by West.
The queen of diamonds doesn't look great with the no trump opener over you. The 2 jacks aren't pulling full weight, and North judges
Yeah,
to
and
pass
the shape
as well.
the shape is pretty boring as well. 6-3-2-2.
Right. But partner does have 2 cards. If you change partner's cards to like the king of diamonds and the king of spades, for example,
Yep.
it's going to be a reasonable game. So North did have a decision to make. Or I'm sorry, West did have a decision to make. Is that Zhao? Is that how you say his name?
Zhao, I believe. Yeah.
Zhao.
And they're asking in the audience, would you also transfer to clubs in match points?
100%. I would just, it wouldn't even be a consideration for me not to transfer to clubs.
Yeah, I would always transfer to clubs with this kind of hand, for sure.
Well, and it's also, I think that it's the field bid, right? And so going sort of anti-field, when you most of the time will hope to beat the field on your card play and on your judgment later on. You often want to sort of get yourself to the same spot and duplicate actions when it's close, because you gain a little bit more edge later by just being able to judge or guess things better. Certainly for Steve and Dennis, I would imagine that's the case.
Yeah, well, on this hand, another point is that Wonder Trump rates to be a very bad contract with the South hand. You know that Wonder Trump is probably a pretty bad contract. So
Right.
you want to. You don't know with 3 clubs. It could be bad. It could be decent. It could be good. But you just want to try and do something else and play Wonder Trump.
Mm-hmm. And would you double with if the 1-no opening was a little bit weaker? Would you consider a double with the West hand for penalty rather than showing your suit?
I'd much rather show my suit. I might show my suit and raise. That would be in the game, but I'd rather start off by showing my 6-card suit. There's so many suits for them to run to, and our constructive bidding is going to be so much better if I show my suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I like to show my suit. If it was, say, 10 to 13, you could consider to double. But otherwise, I would definitely.
I think 10 to 13, you start looking at that vulnerability and start eyeballing, thinking like 800, 1100.
Exactly.
I really want that. And juniors do not like to miss numbers. Not that anybody.
They don't.
They really don't like to miss numbers.
So here, Declarer has sort of an interesting spot of how they need 1 pitch, and the question becomes, where is that pitch coming from, right? Not sure what's going on here with the play.
I think Declarer is in trouble here.
Well, if they rewind enough that they never play cards, maybe they can. There we go.
But
I see. So they rewound to get South played the 10 of hearts on the first heart. So South is trying
kind of
to
suit preference, yeah.
Yeah, which is very helpful for North here to know that, hey, partner has maybe the queen of spades.
It would normally be helpful, but North has like this hand on lockdown. Like if they play a diamond, they're just going to play the king of clubs. Like North has control. North is like, thank you for your suit preference, but I don't care. I know exactly what to do.
Right. I got my 5 tricks, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess North might even not be looking at any suit preference here.
I guess if they play ace in a club, it's nice to know that partner has the queen of spades, but you have to play partner for it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and because you might not think that partner has 6 clubs, where maybe you would think you would have a safe exit, but here, this of course will not fool South. They will grab the spade, put a diamond through, I would imagine. And,
yeah, it feels like they know. It feels like it's almost like open cards to everybody here, and they have it on lockdown here.
Yep.
And as you can see by the speed of South's defense, they were very confident in what to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So well done by Denmark.
Yes.
Also well done not to bid 4 clubs.
Yeah, Christian's hand is. I certainly would have been tempted, honestly. Like I partnered, bid 3 clubs.
Did very well.
I have a maximum with King, Queen, third of clubs, and only a small doubleton heart. I might have bid 4 clubs actually.
And he has seen his partner's bids before.
Yeah, exactly. they're gonna pick up another 6 M's here, right? So we're getting even more serious. Even Dennis, you have to start rooting for the Americans here.
Well,
in limited amount.
True.
But
I think he made a good bid north by not bidding. But also, since his partner didn't bid clubs directly over Wonder Trump, maybe he rates to be shorter in clubs. It's 5 good clubs maybe, and then you don't want to compete to the 4 level with just 8 trumps.
Right.
Yeah.
So South made a good decision once they passed 1-0, which we don't love. Getting the opponents to the 3 level got a plus score. So South's decision, second decision, and then North's decision to not compete on was well judged. Winning decision. But if South had transferred to clubs right away, there's no way East-West wouldn't have played at least 3 or 4 hearts. They would have played. West would have bid 3 hearts at some point, and they might have gotten to 4. So it wasn't the delayed 3 club bid that got them to hearts. It was bidding clubs at all that got them to hearts at the 3 level or higher.
Yeah.
Yes. So here we have North-South don't have a no trump here because it would be 10-13 for them, I believe. So
yep, that's true. So it looks like they will get to a quite normal game here, either 3 no trump or 4 spades.
Yes.
And many pairs now play either 2 clubs as a relay or 2 plus clubs. It's sort of just like the default game forcing bid. I don't know what the North-South methods are, but most pairs now play 2 clubs as some kind of default game force.
In Denmark, it's quite common to play it as natural and semi-natural. So it shows 3 plus clubs to bid 2 clubs.
Okay, so you guys will bid a 4-card diamond suit, for example, over a spade.
Yes.
In America, or at least in Bobby's and my partnership, we bid 2 of a red suit over 1 spade. We'll always have at least 5, so we have to bid 2 clubs with the other hands.
Yeah, that's what I do as well in my partnership. But the common thing in Denmark is to play 2 clubs as 3 plus.
So 3-0 here, I assume, is showing like a good, strong no trump, but Ace Queen third of clubs is pretty good to not be trying to get to 6 clubs.
That is true. Maybe they play the jump here is, I don't know, 16, 17 points.
Mm-hmm. But when you do it with like honor in a club, I mean, instead of like these particularly great clubs.
Yeah, that would normally be the case, I think.
I mean, no harm, no foul here, but with the Denmark being 2 clubs more natural than other stuff. Although I guess maybe South doesn't have any other. 2-0 would show. Are they in a 10-12 range on their 1-0 opener?
Maybe they play 2-0 is like 14, 16, and 3-0 is 17, 19.
Right, and maybe they can't raise clubs without 4, so you just have to bid 3-0.
Yeah. Also, if you showed 17, 19, maybe you rate to get to the slam if you make a slam.
Right.
You guys, the audience, somebody asked, if you're the South hand and you're playing a 15-17 no trump, what are you opening South? Is it too strong to open a no trump?
You have very positional values. You have the ace queen, and the queen of 1 hearts. So all that speaks for opening Wonder Trump. But your hand is quite strong. I mean, my normal style is to open 1 spade on these hands, with a maximum with a 5-card major. But I don't.
And then what is your rebid? 2-0.
Over 2 clubs. I would rebid 2-0, yeah.
Right. I mean, the dangerous partner bid's 1-0, right? And then you've perhaps wrong side of it.
Yes, exactly.
I would open 1-0 because my spade spots are so weak, but it's really at the high end, and I'd be concerned about missing a game, but it is a white game, and I really don't like my spade spots. And, sometimes you actually have a maximum.
Not me.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So the declarer should have not too much trouble here playing.
This looks like a pretty boring 4 spades.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. So I think it's an interesting sort of style thing as to whether to open this. I guess maybe as a general philosophy thing. How do you feel on, do you sort of go out of your way to upgrade into but not out of a 1-0 opener? Or how do you think about sort of upgrading these marginal hands?
I mean, in general, white, you really want to upgrade a lot because it's such a preemptive bid. So when you're white against red, like if you have a 14, you tend to want to open it. And the worse 14 you have sometimes, especially for defense against 4 of a major, the more aggressive you want to open 1-0. So that's why this is really a solid maximum, because you're white against red, where partner is going to give you the most room.
Yeah. No, I mean, the style of upgrading more and more 14s into 1-0 definitely, like it kind of necessitates upgrading a little bit out of it too. But
right, because I think why Dennis would open a spade is because he just knows how many 14s he's opening here.
Yeah,
is that right, Dennis?
Yeah, I think he went to go grab coffee.
Okay, I'll answer for him. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, this is easy make and a push, and so the other table did wind up being the faster table, as it turns out today. So we are. At least this time we have comparisons for each of these boards.
We do, but we're not seeing boards where it's easy for East-West to pick up imps at our table.
No, the Danish in the other room have had very, very solid cards so far. So not a ton of opportunities there.
Right.
So here we see a hand that probably is not quite strong enough to upgrade into 2-0, but you're happy to open a diamond and reverse into hearts or rebid. In fact, if you open a diamond past a spade, are you a 2-0 bidder, 2-heart bidder?
I'm definitely a 2-0 bidder. I feel like I go out of my way with a balanced hand without a singleton to rebid 2-0, because the problem is if you reverse and then get into some kind of slam going auction and then bid a third suit, I think partners should really be able to think that you have a singleton in the 4th suit. So it would have to be a real extreme for me not to bid 2-0 over in general when I have the range for a 2-0 rebid, because I'm much more interested in not distorting my shape.
What about if you had 2 little clubs and the queen?
You're pushing me. I knew you were going to push me.
Yes, of course.
If I had 2 little clubs, I would still rebid 2-0, and I would say I'm sorry when it didn't work out, because I just really hate not having a singleton when I reverse and bid out.
Mm-hmm. That's reasonable. So, however, of course, East-West play a strong club, so all of these thoughts are perhaps, perhaps for the other table. But so here now, I guess East has sort of an odd problem in that they'd like to. I see. So they're going to make a trap pass. It looks like.
Yeah, like they want to penalize, and they also want to show majors, and they're not sure which one they're going to do. That
exactly.
Yeah. So pass, I guess, is either trap or less than 5 normally in precision.
Mm-hmm. And I think West should give it a reopening double, even with the double to the spade.
And they did. Well, as we talked about, juniors like to get numbers.
Yes.
And I'm assuming the way East bidded, he's planning on passing this. Otherwise,
West was disappointed in the earlier hand where he had queen jack 5th of spades. The partner didn't double.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
I'm not going to disappoint my partner.
Yeah.
All right, the running has begun. All right, so this board has gotten a lot more exciting at our table.
Wow.
So this is, I guess, maybe a philosophy thing that, when partner overcalls vulnerable, yes, I have a singleton in their suit, but people like to say only Jesus saves, and I think that that's a little bit more accurate than perhaps we give it credit for, because we really want them to we have to trust partner that they could handle themselves for their red 2 club overcall, I think.
Yeah, I mean, certainly like one of a major, I'm a huge rescuer of, but a vulnerable 2-level bid, I agree with you, Adam. I'm much less likely to rescue partner, but I do like to do it because it feels like it's like bad, and maybe something good will happen if we rescue. So it's close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
I don't mind with this hand with a small singleton and semi decent diamonds. Obviously, you wanted a diamond more for it to be perfect.
Right.
So what do you lead as West? Having doubled, do you lead a diamond? Do you lead the Queen of Clubs, knowing that partner was trapping clubs?
As a Dane, I would lead the Ace of Diamonds.
Well, it's a good thing West didn't take your opening lead. But I certainly think the Ace of Diamonds is a very reasonable lead.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But
was that a hopeful lead there, Dennis?
Yes.
Yes. Trying to manifest a little something
he
there.
Made a very good lead here.
He did.
Yeah.
He did, and it's
I think he was
duly
happy
rewarded.
to see partner's queen.
Yeah. That was actually an incredible lead for the USA team, which needs some helper at the moment.
Yeah, it was clutch.
So one of our commentators mentioned, Dennis, that you have one of the most organized offices that they've seen on a Zoom meeting.
They only see this part of the office.
Yes, by
that's why they think that's the case.
Right. I cheat. I have my background blurred so that you can't see the chaos behind me. That's
and nobody has ever said that to me about anything closet or anything office of mine, so I would not expect that.
So how is 2 diamonds going to fare here, right? The defense, like East on lead here, it isn't really loving their options, right?
No, they really don't love their options. They're not thrilled with.
So I guess East.
They wish they had a Trump to play back.
East can probably figure out that South has a small singleton in clubs. Because if partner had a singleton, he might have led that instead of a no diamond from Ace King.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, that
and if South did have Doubleton club or the Queen, he might be a favorite to just pass 2 clubs doubled.
Yeah, no. So I think the King of Clubs was sort of in the game. Maybe the worry is that if South has stiff Queen, you start opening up like the ability.
I think South's unlikely to have the Queen of Clubs. So I think if you're going to shift to a club, it's probably pretty safe to shift to a club.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Anyway, this works.
It does. It's interesting. I guess the question is whether West will be able to make their 8 of diamonds grow up also. Right? Because...
Yeah. I think they will need Declare to make a mistake to make that.
Yeah, because West is going to have to follow to too many other things that in the ending it feels like they're going to... well, especially if they don't get a rough here. This is perhaps East is worried partner has King Jack of Hearts and needs to sort of unfreeze the suit. But
yes, East doesn't really know that partner has only 2 spades for the
right. But Declare playing diamonds is, I mean, I think they might survive it, but they can be pretty sure that diamonds are not splitting.
I mean, they could switch to a tap defense here also.
Yes, we could.
Yeah.
But you can only tap once, right? Because you only have 2 clubs.
Right. So it's sort of an interesting thing timing wise. It feels like Declare will be able to prevent them from scoring all of their little trumps.
I don't think Declare is going to be able to score their spade though, because they're not going to be able to draw trumps and score their spade.
Mm-hmm.
No. The best play for Declare now might be to play a spade.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and it's a little surprising that they didn't take their spade rough, so you might even think that they're 3-3.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, West made a very natural club play, but actually, I think West had to make a very unnatural low hard play there to beat it another trick and keep the
Yeah,
communication.
but yeah, that's true. I don't know if you can do it now. The low
No,
hard
now
play.
I think that
Now it's too late.
Yeah, it is totally unintuitive, but perhaps is work outable. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's double dummy or not. It's a lot easier looking at all four hands, that's for sure.
Well, I guess the Claire will get 5 tricks no matter what, right? 2 hearts, 1 club, and 2 diamonds.
Yeah, but now Declare is going to get
Now
6.
now he gets 6.
Right. West had to not let South have that Jack of Hearts entry. Late in the game.
Yeah, then it's true.
But that is very difficult to see at the table, looking at 2 hands.
Yeah. So that'll be 3 imps to Denmark again. So kind of small swing since the other table didn't work out to beat 4 hearts. 4 hearts can be beat double dummy because
you have to lead a club.
Yes, exactly. You get a club rough and trump promotion to beat 4 hearts.
Yes. It was a very strong result in the other room for Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
All right. What do we have here?
Sort of interesting one. Everybody has a suit of their own. So,
I mean, it looks like the north-south pair in the other room got somewhat naturally too high to 4 spades. Easy to see it happening.
Yeah,
but once again, another fine result for Denmark coming out of the, I'll call it the closed room. I don't know whether it is or not.
Yeah, I mean,
we're certainly not getting a lot of hands that we see that it's easy for East-West to pick up imps with the results coming in.
No, exactly. It's very difficult for East-West to pick up imps, especially 30 imps.
Yeah.
Yes. So are you a 2 club or 3 club bidder over a diamond?
I would bid 3 clubs, I think.
Yeah, I like 3 clubs.
You might miss a white game by doing it, and you might go for a number, but I think more good things happen than bad things, and it's not. It's sort of a positive variance that you're creating a little bit that I like. I mean, if partner was a passed hand, it would be an automatic 3 club bid for me because I wouldn't think we're missing a game. Here, you might be missing a game, but I still think it's worth it to take all that room up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with that.
And in the other room, they opened West's hand with a 3 diamond bid.
Wow.
So
I actually really don't like that. With a solid suit, I'd much rather open 1 diamond because partner's just not going to count on a no loser suit where you have 6 winners when they have no honor. So I'm not a fan of opening a preempt with a 6 solid.
And so here is South. You can kind of just want to get your hand off your chest, it feels like, and bid 4 spades. But the singleton club is perhaps a little bit of cause for concern, especially with 3 little hearts.
Right. It feels like you have some defense against 4 hearts, and if partner can't bid 4 spades themselves when you bid 3 spades, maybe you just 3 spades and let partner raise if it's right, and otherwise hope partner shorten spades and you beat 4 hearts.
You are very likely to get doubled in 4 spades if you bid it.
You are. You're in a position now where they opened at the 1 level, and East made a forcing bid of 3 hearts, so they're just going to close their eyes and double a lot, and that's not so great for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting that
the only cases they wouldn't double is when partner would raise 3 spades to 4 anyway.
Right.
Obviously, then 4 spades would take away more room, but it's difficult to blame anyone for doing either thing here. I think 4 spades seems so natural when ace king queen to 7.
I think 3 spades it's a classy bid 3 spades, and he made it.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I mean, it feels pretty scary to sell the 4 hearts, but I think if partner couldn't do it, then hopefully they have shortness and we can arrange to beat it. But,
Right. If partner's got spades and short hearts, they're going to bid 4 spades. So
Yes.
now if South bids 4 spades, now I really won't like it. Bidding 3 spades and then 4. Don't like it.
Aye.
Like if you're going to bid 4, just get it over with and at least put the pressure on West to bid 5 hearts. Now here they've communicated and
And they will
they've got a
double.
lot of. They're gonna just sit there and double you almost always.
Yes.
So if South was like doing the old walk the dog trick, this would be a pretty good way to play 4 spades doubled. But as you can see from South's hand in the bidding, South doesn't want to play 4 spades doubled. So this is a bad way to play 4 spades undoubled.
right now, the other table went 2 down.
It looks like he has 9 tricks, right?
Right. It feels like he should be able to get out for down 1 in any case, because whether if they try to stop them from roughing the heart and the dummy, they can build a club trick. And if not, then they can always they can fall back on taking that rough. I suppose perhaps coming off of dummy, there'll be a little bit of a guess whether to rough the 3rd club high and play for 2-2 trumps or play for East to have 3. So maybe that may have been where they went wrong in the other row, but
Yep.
But I mean, West can, even when partner plays the 10 of diamonds, they can see, okay, I'm gonna probably cash another diamond and then, play a heart to partner. Maybe I would play a trump, but I'd be a little scared that declarer had the ace of clubs or something.
So now West has to decide whether. I assume that the 10 was discouraging or count, one of the two upside down. And now West has to decide whether partner has a singleton diamond or 3 diamonds, is what I assume he's thinking about.
Right. Well, even if partner has a singleton, you still want to be continuing the suit. And you don't want to play the queen because, maybe it was plausible that you led from ace queen. You don't want to torture partner. But here, I guess they decided partner doesn't have a singleton. So now East can get a diamond back. Or honestly, East is able to play a trump, right? East is able to... They can see that they have clubs locked up.
It feels pretty natural for East to play a trump with clubs under control.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And they know that there's no danger of the diamond going on a heart because they also have the jack of hearts. So I imagine East will return a trump, declare a win, and play a club. And East will win and then just cash the diamonds. Or they can do it this way, I suppose. But it feels right to return a trump there, right?
It really does feel right to return trump. It's not going to matter on this hand, I don't think, but it feels like with the clubs under control, returning a trump lets your partner know, hey, we got clubs under control, and we're going to see if we can try to get that second heart trick.
Yeah, that is true.
And so now West is sort of kind of out a little bit out of ideas at this point, right? They don't.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have the idea that partner wants him to play a diamond, because that would be very bad for the defense.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well,
didn't.
Yes. Right. Exactly. That is a little bit of the worry. I mean, maybe partner isn't
But I do
discouraged
think,
from
assuming they're upside down, whatever they are,
right.
In trick
it's
one,
a little surprising partner played back a diamond, but you know from trick 1 that they don't have a doubleton.
Yeah. And so now we will get to that position we were talking about, perhaps, where declarer has.
No.
I guess well, no, I guess not even
Anymore,
because
if he returns a spade, he can ruff a heart and ruff the first club.
Right.
Right.
And so this will actually be a push at Four of spades doubled, one down, and four of spades two down in the other room. And so the U.S. has is
and the
running
good
out
news
of
for him
time.
is no matter what club he plays from dummy, he has to rough it.
Exactly.
He should have played the queen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. But yeah, so the U.S. is running out of time a little bit here. They need to start
We have,
picking
what,
up a
4
whole lot
boards
of
to go?
imps. Yes, they need to start picking up a whole lot of imps if they want to have a
They
shot
do.
at winning. So. Yes, this will be a push, and 4 boards to go. Definitely not been a lot of opportunities, at least looking at the results from the other room. The Danish pair has had a very solid card.
They have been
Yeah,
very
they've-
solid in this.
Yeah, they've been playing really well.
Yeah.
And the next couple of boards are not very swingy.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Hi, spoilers.
Yesterday it was Kaplan giving out spoilers.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All you professionals are, come on, man.
Oh, we'll get one of them presumably in a moment. So here
There
we
we
go,
go.
4 spades. So looks like definitely
Well, they're
3
not.
tricks
They're
for
not
the
losing.
defense.
They're not losing any imps to the table.
They really
Yeah.
are not. They're coming.
No.
Every board that
It's-
comes in is just like the best you can do is tie us, or like maybe they could have won 5 imps by getting 800 or on
Yes.
the 2 doubled, but you wouldn't have even anticipated that as a possibility. And you love your 620 because it's
Exactly.
possible it would have gone down. So
Yeah.
the results coming in from the other room are not kind to. Not. It just looks like the Danish pair is playing tremendous in the other room, from the results anyway.
They really are.
Yeah. And what is that pair, Dennis? Do you know them?
Yes, I know them. One of them is the brother of South here, Tulvat. So they are brothers. They are 16 and 18 years old, I think. And the younger one is playing in the other room. And he's playing with the youngest guy we have on the team, who is 15. And well, I remember just a few years ago they were, I mean, very, very small. They just started to play Brits, and now they're playing the final of the World Championships. It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're playing really well.
They're playing.
Does your
really
father,
well.
Dennis? Did your father run the junior program there?
He runs he runs the school Brits program. So he's trying to get Brits into schools.
Okay, because it seems like a lot of youngsters from your country are just coming up and starting.
They are coming up. See, we didn't have any team in the under 26 series because the players we have now are a bit younger, but we have kind of a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. So they're coming up from the school program that your father has.
Well, yeah, at least they're learning, and hopefully they will stick to it.
And how is the school program going?
Well, pretty well. After COVID, they started up again, and they have a lot of schools who's either tried Brits or have Brits there. I think they have been to more than 100 schools.
Wow. And is this something that you have sort of government support for, or is it sort of a private initiative? Or
no, it's a private initiative that they are trying to get some help from funds or sponsors. But they're raising the money themselves.
Oh,
that's really tremendous. I mean, you guys aren't pushing them out like Holland or Sweden, but you're getting on the board.
We're trying to. We need to compete with these guys.
Right.
Yes.
So with spades too, this is a pretty boring 4 spades. If spades were 3-1, the hand gets a lot more interesting, and certainly in the club league and spades 2-2. There's we can continue to talk about Danish junior bridge actually.
Right, exactly. Especially if South puts up the king here, which I don't think they should, because they can kind of see that even if partner has partners either let a stiff club or made a strange lead from.
It looks like partner let a stiff club here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you, especially given that dummy doesn't really have very many entries, you don't really want to waste, give Declarer your
I
king.
guess Declarer has a single dummy problem though, because if Declarer doesn't know trumps are 2-2, and they are afraid of a club.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see what they're going to do other than draw 2 rounds of trumps, even though you're not loving it. Because I mean, well, this is how the play would go if North did lead a singleton club too. So West is thinking, can I make it if trumps are 3-1?
But I think he just have to play spades, right?
I think he has to also, but he's going to certainly give some thought to, is there a way to handle this on 3-1? And I think the answer is, I would have said no, but I guess he's playing.
It's a little scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
Because if the defense has a club rough coming, then you're just down now, right? So you're really banking on clubs being 3-2 here,
right?
Anyway.
And if spades
spades are 3-1. I don't think you can make it unless the defense makes a mistake.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean the North-South were not silent, so it's very much, I think, in the game that things are not splitting well. South, of course, is not in on the joke here, and Declarer will be very relieved at this point, and I guess we'll take a diet.
Yeah, Declare might think he got a favorable lead from King Jack third now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is surprising because now if spades were not 2-2, Declare kind of pickled their communication a bit. Feels like they wanted to ruff a diamond, play a trump to hand, cash a trump, ruff a diamond.
Yeah, it felt like a little zigging and zagging that's going to end up surviving. But
yes,
once again, we can't be sure that's how the play went at all.
Right.
Very true.
We've all played enough matches on BBO to know that it's a very hard job for the operator, and what looks like is unlikely plays is often unlikely plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Now the operators here have been fairly good, at least by like junior world championship standards. I remember there were a number of years where the WBF sort of had operators who were, let's say, local partners, and who weren't bridge players themselves and whatnot. And sometimes it's a difficult enough job to do and to follow along if you are a talented bridge player yourself doing it. And if you're not all that familiar, it's harder to anticipate maybe what's happening in some of these spots. So this is an interesting result from the other room to have found their way to 2 diamonds.
Yeah. Seems like they did well to play 2 diamonds.
Yes. So it looks like they opened a diamond, overcalled the no trump, and North just raised to 2 diamonds, and that was the end of it, which is pretty practical, I would say. Partner has the only hand.
So East West are actually in an interesting position here, because I mean they had one really good result when they got a number against a part score, but they have the worst end of a bunch of results. But they also don't want, if their teammates are having a great game, they don't want to blow that, but they have to feel like they're losing at this table.
Yeah, they must feel like they're losing, although they have some boards that they could pick up, I guess.
Yeah, the first couple boards feel pretty bad though. They missed the opportunity to beat 5 clubs, and then getting to 3-0, 1 down. Both feel like they're they're at least not great results that you might expect to be losing some there. So I don't know. I think East West probably are feeling a bit of pressure, but
I think they think they're down, but not this much is my guess.
Yeah, I agree.
And so they're looking for opportunities, but the one thing you really don't want to do is if you think, hey, my teammates could be having a great game, you don't want to blow their great game by doing something that's really gambly against the odds. But it doesn't mean you wouldn't try to do something opportunistic that is different than the other table in this position.
Sure. Although they didn't really get the board for trying something here.
No,
it's a pretty boring hand, so
Yeah, there was nothing interesting to do on this hand. It's just
Right.
the mentality when you're in this position, assuming that you're, keeping a running total of what you think is happening. Not that you ever know really what's going on the other hand, but you have some idea of what's going on.
Yes.
Yes.
So before we came live, Dennis and Steve, you guys have played together once before?
We have played.
Or more
That's
than
actually
Yes.
the reason Dennis won Player of the Year, which is a little known fact.
That is true.
What
Only
year
because
was
of Steve.
that?
That was 2017, I think.
Yeah, Dennis won like every event, and he played with. We played together in the LMs or the Blue Ribbons, and I'm guessing we came in about 33rd or 48th or something like that. But I think those extra 30 points were crucial. 20 points were crucial for the 1,000 that you had that year.
That is true. I think I won all the other pairings I played.
Yeah, I will say I can't speak for Dennis, but I have never had so much fun losing an event with anyone. Yeah, like he just is laughing and smiling and a pleasure and goofing around, and it's just like we just had so much fun.
We had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a fun 3 days. Even though we didn't win, it was fun.
Yeah, we weren't dealt the event, and we didn't maximize our chances either, but it didn't take away from our enjoyment. And we especially had a very enjoyable time in the last session when we drank a lot of
That is true.
drank
We had a lot of Danish coffee.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes, that Danish coffee helps with these things, but
Helps with a lot of things.
right. And Greg in the chat. Meanwhile, when I play with Steve, he's like, "Take this more seriously, gosh," and writing notes on every single mistake I make.
Yeah.
Greg,
Well, the
Greg told
difference
us
is
earlier this week about.
Dennis not taking it seriously compared to you taking it seriously are two different things, Greg. I mean,
So does that mean, Steve, the pickle jar is not coming with you when you're playing with Greg?
I mean, I think Greg should put it into Chat GPT and give an answer.
Well, Greg told us earlier this week about getting dots, and
dots is actually true. When I played with Greg, it was before he was.
And we're speaking of Greg Humphreys for the audience that's listening in, because they might know the Greg that we're talking about.
I actually played some with Greg and tried to help him along and teach him. And this was before he was a multi-quadruple champion, which I think he's only actually won nationals with Jenny Carmichael. So it doesn't really mean very much because anybody can win Jenny Carmichael. But I would, when Greg made a bad bid or a bad play, I would just put a little dot on the card. And as things went on, I would make it quite clear to Greg I was putting a dot on the card because Greg is a huge amount of fun to play with and stuff, but he doesn't always take it so seriously. And if you're trying to teach somebody, you really want him to take it more seriously.
Yes. Well, clearly something worked because
Greg
had a very good year.
Greg and Adam Parrish won a national event. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Adam writes for the Bulletin, so he's capable of winning a national event with anyone. I think it's called Parrish the Thought, which is an excellent article. So I'm sorry, Greg, you're gonna have to win with somebody else.
Well, I think I have a game scheduled with Greg at another national. So if he can pull it off with me,
yeah. If you can win with Kaplan, you're there.
Yes.
Then for sure.
Yes. So here we see declarers. Looks like they're going to come up trick short here. They don't really have enough winners.
Exactly.
And didn't really have any entries, a second entry to dummy. So they'll wind up with 9 tricks, and so it'll be 100 and another push.
Yes.
So, yes. And then I believe the other table is already finished. So we will see how our last couple comparisons are, but we need a lot of swings to make it 31 imps in 2 boards.
Denmark does have a very good lead for 2 boards to go. That's
yes.
true.
And Denmark has played superbly. I mean, against a very strong USA team that has rallied and beat some tremendous teams. I mean, Denmark is just like putting up results saying, beat us, you can tie us, but you're not going to beat it. They're really, really impressive results.
That is true. In this fourth quarter, at least, I mean, in particular, they played very well.
Yes, and the comment in the chat on BBO, this is Larman's second world title, because he actually won a U16
wow.
a few years back as well.
Yes.
And I remember, I think it was Croatia, and it was, I remember it was in Opacha, but I don't remember, maybe it was 2017, 2019.
I think it was a pairs event that they won the
Yes. Yes.
under 16 pairs.
Yes, I remember he was very excited, and I think he was maybe 12 or 13 at the time, and
yes,
it was there, sort of.
So Dennis, can you pronounce the
chaperone.
names of the Danish teams for us? Because as an
yes,
American, I certainly am very poor at that, but I'd love to know how to hear their names.
yes. So North is more or less the same as you would say Christian Larman,
Mm-hmm.
and South name is Tulvel.
Say it again.
Tulvel.
I wouldn't have gotten that right.
No, that's the special soft D we have in Denmark.
Okay.
At the other table we have Tulvel and Hamelev.
Okay. Now, I don't know that I could survive having to pronounce that back, but
No.
Yes,
this is a
soft
very
D.
difficult thing to do for foreigners. That's very Danish, the soft D.
Mm-hmm.
We actually see a very strong result coming in from the American pair at the other table. On this board, it's going to be too little too late, but bidding and making smart feels like a really solid result.
Yeah, seems like the best thing you can do for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you have 4 losers here, right? You have a spade, 2 diamonds, and a club loser.
Yes.
Pretty tricky.
But
to
the
find
defense is difficult for the defense to take the tricks, and maybe the spade position is pretty favorable for you.
Right.
Yeah,
so you might
and the
set up
diamond
a
suit
spade.
is frozen.
I mean, on the actual Y of the cards, it might be cold, but I would still feel pretty good putting up a 420.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this diamond suit is kind of frozen. That nobody can really. I guess East could have led one safely, but
the defense can't really play any suit, right?
Right.
They can't continue clubs.
Right.
They have to play a heart now, and then
the
next time they come in, they are they're in danger of giving a trick.
They're going to be on lead an awful lot, and they're not going to be very happy about that.
A very annoying hand to defend, because any you play is good for declarer, and you're going to run out of trumps to play.
And you can't even get out of your own way in spades, because even if you were to unblock the king of spades, declarer can then lead up to the 8 and build the spade trick that way. So you can't even get out of your own way there, which is kind of rough. I would imagine West will exit a trump and hope to not be as end played as they might be about to be.
Yes.
But I mean, West might, yeah. I mean, the trump is the natural play. I was wondering if West was going to think, do I need partner to have a spade card and a heart card to possibly beat it? But I think West is just going passive, which is natural, and hope declarer doesn't realize how friendly his cards are.
You could play for. I mean, the north is the hidden hand, so south hand is dummy. You could imagine, trying to beat it when partner has the king jack of diamonds, right, and the spades are as they are, where you really need to get diamonds going right now, while you still have a spade card. But it's a little surprising that declarer chose to win this in the dummy. But I guess they wanted to get a spade going right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
even when a board comes in that is like a good board for the Americans, you're looking good. It looks like it's going to just get it's going to be matched by the strong Denmark result here. I'm guessing.
It looks like it.
Both tables are just giving up nothing.
Yes, and just a quick thought while we're here. Tracey just put it in the chat as well, but to definitely follow both the USBF on Twitch here, so that we don't do too many broadcasts, but when we do, we try to make them exciting and fun. So definitely following on the Twitch here, so you can get email notifications when we do go live, as well as, of course, the USBF Facebook page and things like that. So that we're trying to sort of build that up a little bit, especially leading up to Marrakesh next month. And both Dennis and Steve, you guys will both be there, I guess, right?
Yeah, Dennis, what are you? What team are you playing on in Marrakesh?
I'm playing in the transnationals.
You're playing on the transnational with
Yeah.
Madala, or
With Madala, yes.
Okay.
And you're playing with Ellie and Lee, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, nice. So we
That's
had
a nice team.
that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, Ellie was on earlier, so we had him for the third set.
That's great. That's great.
Yes. So
I managed to not win the open trials, but got fortunately added to the team that won the mixed trials. So I'll be playing in the mix for the first time in my life at the World Championship with Jenny Wolpert as my partner.
that's exciting.
All right.
on USA1.
That's a very strong USA1 team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the
So tell
rest
us
of
the
team?
whole team. Yeah.
It's Joan Millen's playing with Shan Wang, and Kevin Dwyer playing with Sandra Rimstadt, and then me and Jenny. And our captain is Finn.
Nice.
So
nice.
we feel like he
Young-
really is going to fit in
Young
with our
Finn.
Young Fit.
young Finn.
That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have a very enjoyable team. We all like each other a lot. And Joan is actually from the town, basically the town I grew up in upstate New York. She lives in Kingston, New York, and I grew up about 20 miles from there. But Kingston was the big city for me.
Okay,
Nice.
that's interesting.
Yes, and we had Shan on earlier this week as well. So I KD is currently traveling, and he wish good luck to all the
When is
players.
KD not traveling?
That's a fair point.
Would be
KD being, of course, Kevin Dwyer. But yes. So North is trying to figure out, perhaps how to tackle this if the Spade Jack is not coming down. So he doesn't have the benefit of knowing that that the Spade suit is so friendly.
No,
But
exactly.
he's a little short. A little short on entries. It feels like probably you cash the King of Hearts, rough a club to dummy, and play a spade, and then try to gauge what's going on in the suit. But
Well, you might want to. Well, after you catch the King of Hearts, I think he's going to play the Queen of Spades now.
I think he will also.
kind of maximum
And if-
flexibility.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks that West has King Jack fourth of spades.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna cast the Ace of Diamonds first because he wants if one of the opponents has on one, he doesn't want at least West to unblock. He might be able to make an end play of some sort.
Right. And
He doesn't need that now.
Right.
and he
right, so.
he did do that, and another excellent push.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point we could say congratulations to Denmark, congratulations Dennis and the program in Denmark, and
Absolutely.
excellent, amazing play and great result. And
They have done extremely well.
yeah, a very exciting event and really well played from what I've seen.
Yeah,
Definitely.
No,
They've
the
been
Danish team
very
has been
solid. Very solid play,
Mhm.
especially when you think of juniors.
Right. Now that is one of the kind of cool things this week has been, when you think about junior bridge and junior play, you sometimes you think about it as being in sort of a separate category, and yet there's been quite especially in the U26s, but even here, there's even a good deal of overlap between players on the open team, and certainly the quality of bridge is quite high. So it's been great to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the player. I mean, because certainly I definitely felt it was a separate category and a junior bridge. And you always hear about junior bridge and stuff. But as the year, over the years, the juniors are now open bridge, and it's still maybe a little bit wilder, but they're playing at a level that is competitive. Many of them, which we've seen, that can win Vanderbilt, Soloway's world championships, in themselves. So the level of play has just absolutely gone up.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
Yes, so huge congrats to Denmark for their gold medal, and yes, commiserations, but still a great showing for the U.S. team here to have beat their compatriots, of course, yesterday in the semifinals, and then of course, having a strong showing today, although it didn't prove to be enough because of Denmark's very solid play, but. And yes, thank you to all of the audience for tuning in, to Tracey for helping do so much organization and building up these streams, and everything else that Tracey has done, both I guess publicly facing, but also behind the scenes. So,
thank you, Tracey. I just want to make one other point. Notice, I'm sorry, Tracey. One thing is just even on the closing board, coming in from the closed room, Denmark once again was like Winamps against this result. That just solid, just straight through. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Tracey.
Oh, and I was just going to say, I mean, I've said this before, Adam did an incredible amount of work to get the kind of broadcast that we now have going for the USBF channel. And super thanks to that. And we have some exciting things that I think we're going to do, getting ready to go to Morocco. So we're going to we're hopefully going to be doing some interviews with the teams so you guys can get to know the players a little bit more before you were watching them on Viewgraph at the next World Championships. So we have some plans to do over the next few weeks. And so tune in, and that's why I'm trying to make sure everybody is shared. Right now, the U.S. Bridge Federation has a Facebook page, but it would be helpful if people want to tell me what kind of social media you use in the chat, whether we can reach you on, is it called X now? Are you doing Threads? Are you doing Instagram, TikTok? How can we reach you that way?
Yes. So we'll have a little bit of excitement there. And to the question in chat about covering in Morocco, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do at least a decent amount of coverage. That's still, I think, sort of a work in progress. I'm hoping that I will actually be in Morocco for the transnationals myself, so I won't be able to be be running coverage the whole time. But I'm hoping I'll be able to sort of share this setup, and that we'll be able to at least bring some live bridge from Morocco, and so that will hopefully be great to be able to follow along some of our open and mixed and senior teams there, so it should be a lot of fun. My goal this week has really been to try to showcase junior bridge, of course, but to have a sort of presentable and evergreen type show that with good commentators, and of course thank you Steve and Dennis for joining for this last set. So
yeah, somebody said Adam's what did they say? Adam is a born broadcaster. Not only is he a born broadcaster, but he's actually very persuasive, because I think I could speak for Dennis here, but I'm not sure. But for better or for worse, without Adam Kaplan, I know I would not have commentated the last couple, and I'm guessing that Adam got in touch with Dennis and got him out also, which is amazing. And definitely. So not only is he a great commentator, he's really, he does a great job of making you feel like you want to do something, or feeling badly if you don't do something, or whatever.
I learned Jewish guilt from my grandmother. She's the best at it, but I can only aspire to her levels. But but yes, thank you, Steve, and thank you, everybody. It's been a really
thank
fun
you,
week,
thank you, Adam, for reaching out. It was fun to commentate this.
Yes,
it was fun to see.
And very happy to have at least one person who's ecstatic about the result of this.
Yeah.
I still think the USA2 team coming in with the silver medal is still a great result.
Excellent result.
We should, I'm sure they're going to be thrilled.
In a couple of weeks, they will be very happy, for sure.
Exactly.
Right.
It takes a little while, but yes,
it takes a while. Yeah.
At some point, that silver medal, you look at it and you go, all right, that's a great achievement, but
Yeah.
really not at this very second.
Right. Exactly. It'll
And they didn't play poorly. They
while,
just
but
like certainly in this set, no one was going to beat Denmark. It didn't matter whether it was Bilde and Medalla or the nickel team or whatever. Denmark was winning this match in this set, from what I could tell.
Yes.
Denmark played incredible this set. Yeah, there was nothing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just, it's awesome to see this, this level of, this high level bridge, and we have Sam Pak's dad in the chat, June, saying I knew these guys were good enough to make the knockouts. The middle is the icing on the cake. They really did do amazing. They had a great week.
They really did.
They beat a strong USA1 team in the quarterfinal. They had a convincing win against China in the semifinal, and the Danish, of course, played phenomenally today. So
yeah, and it still was quite a close match until the end.
Absolutely.
And we do have a proud dad in the chat, and every reason to be proud. I mean, really, your family and just this team has just performed outstanding, and a silver medal is a great achievement.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. So I guess they're still technically thinking and playing on the stream, but I'm guessing that they're since we are on a delay, they are probably already finished, and
they are celebrating.
Yes,
some of them.
Right, exactly. But,
yeah.
Are we going to do we have a shot at interviewing any of the winners of any of the events, or?
I don't know. I told Dennis if he wanted to send the Zoom link out to the Danish team, he could do that. Yeah. And we did, as Adam said, it was up to the USA team whether they wanted to come in or not. Mm-hmm. Depending on the result, it can be very hard, especially as being younger. It takes a long time to get a hold of all of that emotion, right?
Yes. Yeah, no,
to be able to do an interview.
I think definitely the Danish team are busy having a great time celebrating and talking to all the people there. I'm sure they would have loved to just say hello, but I think they are busy there.
That seems very reasonable.
Enjoying this.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, and I do agree this last board is interesting. I mean, we're talking over it rather than analyzing it, because the match result is over, and it's less exciting. Even though the hand in itself is interesting, it's less exciting to see the 31 imp lead going into this board.
But I mean, I guess Declare can afford to pitch here, and
then, you can afford to pitch and then guess the clubs.
Right, exactly. They need to make sure that they get the club right. But East did open on the one level, so perhaps they play them for two aces rather than an ace and a queen.
I guess in the other room, it was the Americans that had the great result on this board.
Well, North-South were plus 300, right? Which, if you're going to make four spades is perhaps not a great result.
Right.
But,
it can go either way. Yeah.
Certainly,
it seems like as the cards lie, you are favorite to make any game you get to.
Right. Yeah, but you need 3-3 spades for that to really be the case.
Yes.
So at least during the auction, you don't feel too bad. Defending 3 hearts double. So yes. So and of course South does not have the luxury of knowing that they are a mathematical lock to to win. So is giving this a great deal of thought. As their which is hard to do, right, on the last board of a championship after a week.
It's so tempting to want to just finish the hand and rush out and compare and just say, did we win? Did we win? Did we win? But you have to play the last board like it matters.
Yeah, and it might matter. It looks like a big board to him. Mm-hmm. Well, he made 11. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they 11 is a lot, but. One way or the other, that's adds a little bit to Denmark's lead, and they're convincing showing this last set. So, yes, huge thank you to Steve and Dennis for joining. I'm glad I could drag you out for it.
And good. And
Yes.
good luck to all three of you guys in Marrakesh. I'll be back here, hopefully trying to help out, covering all of you guys. So
Fantastic.
Thank you
Will
very
be good.
much.
Yes.
Thanks,
Yes,
Adam.
So
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Tracey.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
definitely.
Pleasure.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the
Congratulations to
recording.
Denmark.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Congratulations to
Big
Denmark,
congrats.
and thanks to the
And-
audience.
And
Yeah, thank
I,
you to
I
the
guess
audience.
actually should quickly look at. So it looks like the Singapore Netherlands match. The Dutch are going to take home the gold medal there. And Israel looks like they had a tough small loss to Poland. Perhaps I'm not sure if this is final or not. And in the U21 women's, Poland beat France narrowly, and Norway had a convincing medal there. And U16s was of course already finished, where Poland beat USA2 and USA1 eked out a win by an imp over Estonia.
Wow.
And we had them join us earlier in the last one. And finally, Belgium appears to have charged back at the end, but not enough against France. So France will be winners in under 31s, and India managed to grab the bronze medal there. So I guess for thoroughness, that kind of covers us. And I guess the bronze medal match, we had Israel winning over China. So Israel will go home with at least one medal there, which is good to see. So yes, thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and close down the recording, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more stuff from Marrakesh. Definitely
Didn't China
stay
beat
tuned.
Israel? Hold on.
No, it Israel beat China here, 160 to 104. And yeah,
it was
so
the
essentially
China being colored on the screen that looked confusing to me.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so hopefully we'll have some more coverage from Marrakesh. Stay tuned, especially on USBF social media. Definitely follow the USBF Twitch if you haven't done that already, and hopefully see you all soon, either at the bridge table or here. So go ahead and stop
All
it now.
right. See you.